Hello everyone, let's continue our project, build a simple vector map application. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to move the map, but before I explain the logic behind the operation, I think it will be better to look at the application at first. Okay, this is our map application. We have displayed the map on the screen. Actually, it's in the picture box. Now we need to move the map. To do this, at first, I'll click the left button of my mouse at this point. Then I'll hold the mouse and move the mouse to this point. At this point, I release the left button of my mouse. So if I do the right coding thing, the map should be moved from here to here. Okay, let's back to the graph and I'll explain the logic. So this is a problem. What happened during our map moving process? So, and this rectangle is the map area we displayed on the map, and this area is the new map area we displayed on the map. So during the moving process, I mean after the moving process, and the screen the screen area we used to display the map, it doesn't change. I mean the screen top, screen bottom, screen right, screen left value, they are the same before the map moving process and after the map moving process. However, the map area after moving, it changed. It changed from this area to this new area. So, and if this is a length in the x direction, and this is a length in the y map direction, and we assume they all positive value. So the new map area should be x word minimum minus Lx, x word maximum minus Ly, y word minimum plus Ly, y word maximum plus Ly, because the Ly is a positive value, and in this process we drag the map down. So this value and this value, I think for example, this is the equator. Now this is a positive value in the northern hemisphere. So it should, if Ly is a positive value, it should add Ly. The new y word min and the y word maximum should plus this Ly length. Now our problem has changed from moving map to reset the map area. So we just have to calculate the Lx value and the Ly value. Let's come back to the application. So under my month, for example, here I have a longitude and latitude coordinate value of the map, and here it also has a longitude and latitude coordinate value of the map. I move the mouse, for example, from here to here. So this is the Lx value, and this is, of course, the Ly value. So that's it. Now we can calculate the Lx and the Ly value. So the value begin means I begin my moving. I begin my moving. I click the left button of the mouse, and here, and I move the mouse here. So I call this end. It means I release the left button of my mouse. So the Lx is the x would end value the x would end value minus x would begin value, and the ly, if we use y would end value to minus y would begin value, so actually it's a negative value. So for the y direction, we will choose the expression. So we just if we want to use the y would end value minus y would begin value, we change the expression, this expression and this expression, to y would minimum minus ly, y would maximum minus ly. So I think it's maybe a bit confusing, partly because it's not so easy to understand at first, and part because my English expression is very limited. If you find it's hard to understand, you just continue the video and come with me, type the codes in the in the application and run it, and you can think about this problem, and I think at last you will understand what I'm explaining here. So let's do the coding. And just one more thing, we need to know the latitude and the longitude value, which is related to this point value. So we have two methods called word to screen. Now we need to write two new methods. We call them screen to word, because the scale value does not change at all during the moving process. We use the screen to word methods to calculate the latitude and the longitude value just at these screen points. So now I'll copy some codes. I'll put them here. Points from to words. So this method, it is called screen to word X. This method is called screen toward Y. You can get them from these two equations actually, and you can calculate by yourself. Now we have these two methods. I call this pen begin. It it holds the screen value. I mean, it holds the screen value when we press your left button of your mouse, and this is the pen end method. So at first, it will examine if the pen value and pen x and pen y equals -1. It means actually, for example, you can't finish the move operation, and for example, you click the left mouse button outside the picture box, then you move the mouse into the picture box and release the left button of the mouse, and you just have a mouse release message. And in this situation, the map should not be moved because we don't have the original mouse points. Now we just change the original mouse points, screen points, to the X would begin and Y would begin. Now the mouse point, after moving the screen mouse point, we change them to X would end Y and Y would end, just the same as here. Then we use these two equations. Double Lx equals X would end minus X would begin. Double Ly equals Y would end minus Y would begin. Then we reset the map extent, and we set the pen X value, pen Y value to -1. So at first, we need to hold the pen X. Actually, they are int value. Very nice. Now come back to our picture box. So let's say the events, the mouse down events here. If it's the left mouse button, then we Then we set the month begin value to pen X and pen Y. Pen begin. The same to all map layers. Okay, save all, and for the month up event, I think it's the same if so we use pen end. After that, we refresh the picture box. Okay, let's start our application. Now we move it. We have some problem here. Let me see. Oh, sorry. 2, 3. Nice. The map can be moved now. So I think it's the main thing we need to do in this video, but now I think I can set the picture box background. The background color, picture box background, background color to white, custom web white. Yes, it looks nice. And we add a label here. We call this label, for example, status skill. Let's get the skill. And another label, we call it status, the longitude and the latitude coordinate value. So we call it status long lat. We don't need this text value. So let's put to string. Status equals equals so that's it, and set the value. Text. Data's long let text equals still let. So that's it. Set error. So set text after initialize components. And when we are moving mouse, because now we have created the relation from screen points to latitude and longitude coordinate points, we can display the longitude and the latitude value here. And we also want to display the scale value here. So I'll put them in the mouse move events of the picture box. Mouse picture box here. Mouse move. Okay, mouse move. And scale. Oh no. STA, T scale text equals state scale plus for example string dot formats. Okay, we use F5. F5 I think it will be okay. F5 so we just choose one map layer because they are all the same. You can choose any layer, map layer to the scale. Actually they're the same in our application. So that's it. And we calculate the latitude and the longitude value when we move the mouse. So sorry. Screen to volt X and the x value, the screen value x, then mouse move double y volt equals map name screen into y ui, and the same text should be displayed equals str this value plus string format. So the two formats and 0 and 1, 0 and 0 format and 1 format. This is a x volt value and y volt value, and we use this F5. Sorry, what happened? What happened? Oh, what happens? Control V and change it into 1. I think that's it. Start. There's an error. Because I think this is this one. Okay, I think it works. It's a scale value, and when you move the mouse, it gives you the longitude and latitude coordinate value of these points, and I display them here. So you start it. At first, if you put the mouse on the picture box, they will not display anything, and if you move the mouse into the picture box, and the mouse move event is activated, and you can get the information here. So I think that's it for this video. See you next time. Thank you.